Long ago, in a thriving town filled with kings, chiefs, and nobles, there lived a woman named Princess Amira. She was not just any woman, she was the daughter of a distant royal family, born into elegance and honor. Yet she chose to live among the people as a great trader. Amira was famous for her colorful beads and fine clothing, which even nobles and rulers wore with pride. Amira had once been married to a kind and strong man who loved her dearly. Together, they had a son named Kofi. But when Kofi was still a little child, tragedy struck. His father passed away, leaving Amira alone to raise her boy. For years, she lived only for him, pouring all her love into Kofi. When Kofi reached the age of 10, Amira remarried. The man's name was Baraka. He seemed gentle at first, but his heart was full of envy. He watched Amira's success with greedy eyes, waiting for the right time to claim all she had. Because Amira's business took her across kingdoms, she often traveled for months. 3 months, sometimes 5, leaving her son and her husband behind. While she was away, young Kofi remained under Baraka's care. But instead of kindness, Baraka treated him harshly. The boy endured endless scolding, endless commands, and cold silence. As Kofi grew older, Baraka's cruelty deepened. By the time the boy was 15, Baraka's hidden plan was nearly complete. He wanted to take control of Amira's thriving trade and riches. But he feared something. He had noticed that Kofi was different. The boy had a strange gift in his eyes, a light that made Baraka uneasy. He suspected that one day, this boy could rise to stop him. So Baraka decided to act. One evening, while Amira was away on another long journey, Baraka forced Kofi out of his mother's house. He drove him towards the thick, forbidden forest on the edge of town, a forest so feared that no one dared enter it. The people said anyone who went inside would never return. "Go," Baraka said coldly, pointing into the dark woods. "You have no place here anymore." Kofi, heartbroken and confused, stepped into the shadows of the forest. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and soon years passed. Amira returned from her travels only to find her son missing. When she asked Baraka where Kofi had gone, he lied. He told her that the boy had chosen to leave, that he was no longer loyal to his own mother. Amira's heart ached, but Baraka's grip on her life grew stronger. For 10 long years, she endured silent suffering, treated with cruelty in her own home. Meanwhile, in the depths of the forest, something extraordinary was happening. Kofi, though abandoned, was not lost. The forest did not devour him as the legends warned. Instead, it embraced him. The trees whispered to him. The animals drew close, teaching him their ways. The winds themselves carried secrets into his ears. Through pain and hardship, Kofi's hidden powers awakened. He learned to speak with animals. He gained the ability to command the weather, calling down rain, stirring the wind, or clearing the skies. He became swift, strong, and nearly unbreakable. The forest shaped him into something greater than a man. It shaped him into a guardian. But with this power came a price. The years of training made him forget his old life. His memories faded like mist, and he lived as one with the forest, not remembering who he truly was. Until one day, at the age of 25, while walking among the tall trees, Kofi heard voices. His hearing had grown sharper than any hunter's, and even from a far distance, he could hear the whispers of villagers walking along the forest edge. They were speaking of Baraka. "He rules with a cruel hand," one voice said. "Princess Amira suffers greatly," said another. "If only her son were here," whispered a third. Something inside Kofi stirred. The name Amira awakened a fire in his chest. His heart pounded, his memory rushed back like a storm, and he remembered his mother. The one who had loved him, who had raised him, who had been left behind in sorrow. Kofi clenched his fist. His powers, his strength, his gift, Everything the forest had given him was not for nothing. He had been prepared for this moment. And so, after 10 years, Kofi stepped out of the forbidden forest and began his journey back to the town. But deep inside the palace, Baraka suddenly felt a chill. He rose from his seat and stared at the horizon. A strange shadow crossed his face as he whispered, "So, the boy has returned." End of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, the clash between Kofi and Baraka. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more powerful and exciting